back. It is the first non-sprint weekend in about 3 weeks.
Oh,
it's the Imola Grand Prix. What are
We're
we
back.
saying?
we're back. We missed
We're
it last
back. I know. I'm so excited because you know what? Imola is a really, really good track. It's one of the last few really challenging, really classic F1 circuits,
Mm.
and it's not a street race. And just, oh my god, I'm excited. I'm really
Well,
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. However, you got to remember, there's no Crofty this weekend.
Nope, there is no Crofty. David Croft will not be at the, which is really sad actually because
Mm.
the thing is though, I always see people like clown on Crofty, right? He gets a few things wrong. He
That's
makes
'cause
a
it's
few
fun.
mistakes. But I firmly believe that when Crofty retires, which I think will be sooner rather than later,
Yeah,
I think that I think we'll miss him. I think F1 won't be
of
the
course.
same
Course,
without him. So I think this weekend we are going to get a glimpse of what it's going to be like without Crofty.
Yeah.
It's going to be boring.
I don't think it'll be boring.
No, his voice is too
I-
majestic.
I wouldn't say boring. I would say it's gonna be different,
Yeah.
and F1 fans aren't open to change.
No, they're very much not. We're all stuck in our ways. I mean, we can say as much as we like that we're open for new things, but I mean, just look at the new spray guards that Ferrari are testing. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, I'm open to them. They look horrible. Why are they doing this?
Yeah.
So, F1 fan for you right there. But either way, yeah, so the Imola Grand Prix, obviously we haven't been there in a few years. So I think it's kind of, we don't really have anything to go off of because the team orders are very, very different from 2022. McLaren have made a lot of progress. Mercedes have pretty much changed their entire philosophy since then. Obviously, Red Bull's still on top. Ferrari's still thereabouts. Alpine dropped. So we've got a very different order 2 years down the line.
Yeah.
Who do you think's coming out on top this weekend?
Are we going straight into predictions?
Well, no, I'm just saying. Who do you think generally is going to be there? You know, who do you think the battle's between before we get into our predictions?
Ferrari and Red Bull.
Now that's interesting. You say that. Obviously, we're coming off Miami, where McLaren won with Lando Norris. Do you not think McLaren can pose a threat?
I think half of McLaren can.
Oh, don't do Oscar like this again, man. You had a good weekend in Miami.
Yeah, a great weekend in Miami. But Imola's different gravy.
Yeah.
Imola's a driver's track. And Lando's got a good track record, if you remember.
Yeah, he's gone well around there.
Lando's got a ridiculously good track record at Imola.
He has.
Considering the cars that he's had.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't discount Lando, actually.
No, you can't discount Lando, and I think with Imola also being high speed, like Miami said,
Yeah.
possibly we could be looking at maybe McLaren challenging. But I do agree with Ferrari and Red Bull bringing upgrades. We've got to remember as well. It very much looks like it is going to be between Ferrari and Red Bull this weekend.
Yeah.
Specifically, Max Verstappen and Carlos and Charles. I don't think Perez will be.
This is when Perez.
Yeah, this is where he capitulates. His whole season is done from here on out. No. Also, one other thing I think it's worth talking about, and I reckon this will be a big talking point in the Imola Grand Prix. It's nothing to do with the Grand Prix itself, but Chicago is very much looking like it's nailed on to be a track as well for 2026.
Yeah, I mean, they're still in discussion.
Yeah.
Bear that in mind. It's still in discussion. There's nothing concrete, but it looks like it could be.
Well, like 95% certain that it's going to be announced in the next couple of weeks. They are currently working out the logistics for the street circuit in Chicago.
We'll do a video on that if it comes through.
We will, but it's very much looking like it. Either way, let's go straight to the predictions then, shall we? Let's go straight to the predictions.
Straight in.
Let's just go straight in. I think we've covered pretty much all the related news. The big one obviously being Crofty, but
big one being Crofty.
Yeah, so obviously not sprint this weekend, so a bit shorter predictions in terms of what we've got to predict. Kind of weird. We have to predict 4 sessions like the last month.
I know.
Only 2 this time. I did keep forgetting. Yeah, I did. Right, go on then. Who's your pole position for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix?
Charles Leclerc.
Oh, it's always fucking Charles, isn't it? Every time, man. We're delusional.
I'm backing it.
We're delusional, man.
Fine. I'll change it.
No, don't change it, please. We need some hope. My pole position is Max Verstappen. I think you can all guess why, but I'm boring. You know what I mean? I have guessed Charles too many times. Right? My heart, my hope, everything's been destroyed. I just can't deal with it anymore. I'm just gonna accept that Max is gonna be on pole. He's probably gonna win the race. But yeah, why are you predicting Charles then? What's your thought process?
Ferrari upgrades.
Okay.
I think the Ferrari upgrades are going to be more beneficial to their pace than the Red Bull ones. And we saw in Miami that Ferrari were thereabouts with Red Bull.
I agree, but I don't think it'll be enough for pole.
Yeah, see, you say you don't think it'll be enough. You got to remember Miami was 2 tenths between the top 4.
Yeah, but we have the Max Verstappen benefactor.
It was already so close. And I think these upgrades could tip a Charles over the edge. And Charles, Charles, it was Azerbaijan last year.
No, he did. Yeah, that's true.
He had a very good lap. Can always put in a good lap in quali. Charles is one of them. Just click it on.
Yeah, when you're not expecting it, he comes through. So with that, then, give me your top 3 in the race.
Okay. Charles first.
Oh.
Max second.
Yep.
Lewis Hamilton third.
Oh, not again, man.
Come on.
Not again.
Come on.
No.
Yeah.
Stop guessing a Mercedes on the podium, man.
It will happen.
It's not going to happen. Not yet.
It will.
Maybe around... I can see it around Monaco. Monaco, potentially.
Hey, just you wait for my Monaco predictions.
Oh, shit. I'm going to go with Max Verstappen first, Charles Leclerc second, Carlos Sainz third. I think it's...
boring.
I know, but I'm going for realism here, right? I'm not in this fairy cuckoo land that you're in, thinking Hamilton's going to
Hey. My fairy cuckoo land nearly happened at Miami.
It did actually. You were very close, to be fair, with your prediction. The only one you got wrong is thinking a Mercedes would be on the podium, but apart from that, you pretty much nailed it on.
He was on pace.
He was on pace as well. If Hamilton started any higher, with a bit more confusion going on, safety car.
Well, if he pit a lap or two, lap or two later under the safety car.
Yeah, very right. Yeah. So I think more based off what you said, actually, my standings actually kind of agree with your point earlier. I think Max is too much of a benefactor, so he's going to win the race. But I think the Ferrari upgrades are pretty much going to nail both of them ahead of Perez. And very close to Max. I
don't think Max will completely whitewash it again this weekend. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Ferrari could upgrade their car massively. Like, if we were going to Belgium, Ferrari could upgrade their car by about a second. I'm still betting Max on winning.
Yeah.
Because Max at Belgium's different gravy.
Yeah, it's something else, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Imola, I think Ferrari are going to pull out everything. I think Charles is going to want to pull out everything. And I think they're not far off Red Bull in terms of pace.
Well, it's their home Grand Prix as well, so you've also got to factor in the point that Ferrari are going to want to perform. They're going to have a boost to their home ground.
It's an extra 10 horsepower from the Ferrari fans. Right?
It is, yeah. It's like that thing in Formula E where you can have the
you
have the fan boost.
They got the boost.
They got the boost, boys. So Ferrari, yeah, I mean, they are going to be close. I think it'll be close between them. We can't count Lando Norris and McLaren as well. I think that'll be... And according to you, Lewis Hamilton, any form of journalism has just gone out of the window from that Lewis Hamilton prediction.
Hey, just you wait till it happens.
All right, we'll see. But yeah, okay. So then, give me your successor of the weekend. You know, the person that will bring you the most joy, bring you the most hope, impress you the most, team or driver. Who's gonna do
Lewis
well?
Hamilton.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I should
No.
have guessed.
Yeah.
You think Lewis Hamilton's going to impress?
I think he's getting P3, so how can you not?
All right, okay. I'm going to go with, I think Pierre Gasly.
Fair play.
So, here's my thing with Pierre Gasly. I think because Ocon's had a better season, right? The standard going into the season now is kind of, Ocon is kind of ahead of Gasly. We think possibly, if there's someone to score an odd point for Alpine, it's going to be Ocon.
I wouldn't bet on that, though.
I think Gasly is going to score a point this weekend for Alpine.
Fair
One
play.
singular point. I think he's going to be there, and I think he's going to do well. And I'm going Gasly. I'm going Gasly as my impressive, I guess you could say, impressive driver of the weekend. But with that, give me your flop of the weekend.
Nico Hulkenberg.
Ooh, why?
I think he's built himself a standard now.
This is what I said last weekend.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to live up to that standard this weekend.
Do you not think so?
No, I think he's going to be down the bottom end, about 15 sort of area, which is not Hulkenberg standards.
No, it's not
Where
Hulkenberg
do you think
standards.
that was going?
Well, I don't know. I said the same thing last weekend. Well, that makes sense. Makes sense?
Yeah.
He has built himself as if there's going to be points on the table, it's him or Yuki Tsunoda.
The other one's George Russell.
All right, calm down. I'm going to say... Stop it with this Russell slander, man.
Nah, he's got to be slandered.
I'm going to say, personally, I think my flop of the weekend is going to be Sergio Perez. Only because... Well, it seems a bit boring because I think it's an easy target, really, considering how poor some of his performances can be, as we've seen in the last few seasons, in comparison to his teammate. But I think it hasn't been so on show this season. He's had a pretty decent season, but I think this Grand Prix is going to show the flaws that Perez brings to the table, because I think with Ferrari bringing upgrades, with McLaren also being probably strong as well, even if your prediction comes true with Lewis Hamilton. If Lewis Hamilton somehow does a blinder and is strong as well, then we're going to be looking at... I know we can't count out Fernando Alonso as well. I think potentially looking at a situation where Perez is already behind the Ferraris, because I think maybe he's in front of Oscar, maybe he's in front of Fernando. I don't think he's in front of Lando Norris.
I don't think he's in front of Lewis Hamilton.
And if his teammate Max Verstappen, as I predicted, wins the race, I think it's going to show that Red Bull need him to be in front, or at least mixing with those Ferraris. I don't think it's going to happen. So from that, Perez is my flop of the weekend for me personally. I think anyway. Yep. We'll see. But yeah, any final thoughts? Any more predictions going into this weekend? Have we got anything more to discuss?
Other than Logan's going to end it in the wall. No.
All right, well, we'll see. I like how that doesn't even classify him as a flop. It's just expected.
No, it's just an expectation. He's going to let me down if he doesn't know.
He gets a 1 from you on the driver ratings if he doesn't.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit of a barrier shunt in there.
I think maybe one of the practice sessions, maybe at least.
And you know what's going to let me down as well?
What?
If K-Mag doesn't spin someone.
Yeah, Kevin Magnussen, he's set a standard for himself now. He's just the absolute train that he is. And to be fair, I think if he forces anyone off the track around Imola, it's straight into the gravel trap this time.
Well, he's got to be careful now. 2 more points and he's got a race ban.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's never happened in the time that I've watched F1.
No, I think it could this year.
It could this year, though.
I think it could this year.
At least I don't think so. I mean, I was watching since 2008, so I could have missed something.
I mean, I'm surprised Maldonado.
Yeah, I'm surprised Maldonado didn't. But and to be fair, Hamilton didn't get too far
Hamilton
away at one
came
point.
close at one point. That was an accumulation over a couple of seasons.
I think it was 2011. It was after that crash he had with Massa.
He came close not long ago as well.
Did he? Well, was that after Italy 2020?
Well, obviously, I think it wasn't it. He spun Albon at Brazil.
Oh yeah.
Austria. There was a couple others that I think it just accumulated, and then he drove that off.
In Britain.
Yeah, over time.
But either way, yeah. Thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you when we're live.